In this video, we change most of the drivetrain fluids of this 2010 Suzuki Jimny Gen3. We're going to start with engine oil, then the gearbox oil, transfer case, and finally the axles. Now anyone can do this at home with basic tools. You don't need the special Suzuki tools. I'll show you which tools I use, which oils I use, and we'll look at the specifications in the owner's manual for the torque settings. My hope is that after watching this, you will do this yourself instead of taking it to the Suzuki dealer and paying through your teeth. If you have any questions, please pop it in the comments. Luckily this wasn't too tight, because sometimes they are quite a mission to get off. Okay, O-ring is still there. Okay, so this is the replacement filter I received. It's a bit shorter. It's a champion, not the Gud. So I hope that's okay. Just going to lightly lube it there, clean the mating surface down there, and then thread it in. I almost always reuse these washers because I don't know what size to get. This one looks pretty good, but I might replace it if I have the correct size because I bought a few. It looks spot on. So I cleaned the drain plug, washer on there, and we'll stick it back in. The manual calls for 50 Newton meters of torque for the drain plug for the petrol engine. And engine oil 4 liters if you replace the filter. So that's what we'll do next. Just to get a funnel. Perfect. Full synthetic goodness. Very expensive. So this is 3 and a bit liters. I'll pour all of it in and then check the dipstick. 1 rand, 2 rand, 3 rand, 4 rand, 5 rand. Showing up on the dipstick, so I'm going to drive it like this and then we can recheck after a few kilometers. What a mission! But if you take your time, it'll come out. But those 2 sensor wire is also a bit in the way. And then square tubing over the end. So I've cleaned the plug, that magnetic plug. There was a bit of metal filings, and now we're torquing it to 27 Newton meters. It is quite a messy process. It's a tool I'm using. I can't film it, there's no way, because I'm gonna get my phone all full of oil, but I guarantee you it does work. So I'm gonna keep going. Okay, managed to fill it up so it's dripping out the filler hole, so that's full. And now to get the drain plug back in there. Okay, so I got the plug back in. I didn't torque this one down, but that's less important than the drain plug. It's pretty tight. It wasn't that difficult, it's just patience. This one I torqued to 27 Newton meters, and that is your gearbox oil. I must admit, I think it's easier without the cat, because this one's got a deleted cat, so there's just a straight pipe. I think on the standard one there's a big box here, which makes it very difficult. Next, we're doing the transfer case. So, filler plug, drain plug. Remove the filler plug first to make sure it comes out before you drain the transfer case. Hi there, we're under the 2010 Suzuki Jimny, and we are going to change the rear diff oil in this video. First step is to remove the filler plug. You want to do the filler plug before the drain plug, because if you drain all the transmission fluid or the axle fluid and you can't get the filler plug out, you screw. Why did they do this type of drain plug? If it was a hex or just a normal 6-sided screw or bolt like that, it would have been way easier for a DIY mechanic to do it. But we're going to try with a, I think it's a 3/4 inch drive. So this is the only one I have. It's a ratchet with a bendy bit at the tip. That's all that I have. So I'm going to see if I can get this loose. So maybe it's not that bad. It actually came out quite easily with just a normal 3/4 inch drive. Okay, so I fitted some rubber gloves just so I don't get a mess all over myself. Ooh. The oil that's coming out of the diff is not that bad, but you can see on the plug here that milkshake looking goo, and that's because there was a bit of water in it. So it's a good thing we are changing this out. Okay, we can also remove the filler plug now. You can see there is a paper gasket. We'll keep that one. I didn't see a washer in here. Oh, it's because there is no washer, because it doesn't have a flat surface. It goes all the way in. So I cleaned it properly. You can see now why there's no washer or gasket, because this just goes all the way in, so it seals with the threads. There's a little magnet, and this whole thing was caked or gunked up with that milkshake goo from the transfer, or the axle oil mixing with the water. Okay, we can put the clean drain plug back in. So this is not the quickest way to fill it, and I'm not going to pour it out of that bucket. No, I'm going to use a syringe, 60 ml, so it's going to take about at least 20 fills to fill it up until it starts pouring out the hole. When it starts draining out the filler roll, you know it's full, and you can refill or refit the filler plug. I also cleaned this filler plug, and its plastic gasket still looks good, so I'm going to reuse that, and we're just going to nip this up, and then we're done. That should be it. So it is as simple as that. If you have any questions, please pop it in the comments. Thank you for watching.